So hi guys, this is Josh Bardsley from the Entrepreneur blog, and I have a massive treat for you now. So most of you who follow us will know that we were at the Business Excellence Forums last week, and Marshall Goldsmith was speaking. Now Marshall is the author of, I think, around 30, author/editor of around 30 books. He's Forbes ranked #1 executive coach in the world. World famous man. I think he's about 650,000 followers on LinkedIn. He is an influencer. He's authors of such books such as What Got You Here Won't Get You There, and obviously Triggers, which is one of the books that we give to all of our staff when they join the company. And we got the chance to spend a few minutes with him at BE, first of all for an interview talking about how young entrepreneurship and how any some advice to some young entrepreneurs, and then secondly just have a general chat with him. He asked us to stick around and have a general chat with him about social media, so enjoy it. Please give this a thumbs up and a subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Right, so what is your one piece of advice you would give to someone who's a millennial in business or 20 years old?
Well, my first advice is strongly consider an entrepreneurial type of career. Okay. Don't feel constrained to work for a large corporation. There's very little sense of security anymore anyway, and I think basically you're going to be running your own business one way or the other. So I think an entrepreneurial option is a very viable option, number one. Number two, figure out what you love to do.
Yeah, I do that.
Really, my daughter and I have done studies of what leads to overall satisfaction with life. And you need two things. One, you need to do what you really enjoy the process of doing, and two, you need to do what's meaningful for you. Yeah. Nobody can tell you what makes you happy but you. Nobody can tell you what's meaningful for you but you. Those answers have to come from your heart. The younger you start thinking about this and planning your career, the better.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Well, thank you very much, Marshall.
Thank you.
Thank you. Cheers, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, now let me give you something I'm thinking about writing about, and I want your input on, is there more things from your side?
I think we're done. I think that's it.
Abby, can you get some more mojos?
Yeah?
So anyway, now I have this theory, so I'd love your input on my theory.
Yep.
This is called the theory of the wheel. To me, if you look at, we're going to talk with LinkedIn, but then existentially think about it to life. All right, LinkedIn, I send out a blog. Mm-hmm. Now, that blog goes to, I don't know, X million of people. That doesn't mean X million people see the blog, or read the blog, or click on the blog. All that means is they have this wheel, what I call the LinkedIn wheel. My blog will be at the top of their wheel for a few seconds.
And then it goes...
Well, but pretty quickly that blog goes down the wheel. Now, what I've learned is, if I respond to a comment, or somebody else does, the blog goes back on the wheel. Mm-hmm. So I have to constantly feed the wheel. Yeah. And the more you feed the wheel, the more that you're constantly there, people see you, they interact with you. Now, here's one thing I'm working on with my adoptees. Yeah. I have 645,000 followers. Sun Yin, who's one of my 100 coaches, she has 680,000. Whitney has almost 800,000.
Okay.
They have more than me.
Yeah.
I started bragging about how many followers I had. I said, hell, you have more than me. Why am I teaching you, right? We're the wrong person teaching this class. My theory is I make a blog. Mm-hmm. Then Sun Yin comments on my blog.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, all of her followers get that. Whitney comments on my blog. We all have a conversation with each other. Then all of a sudden, you've got this huge...
If you get people with big followings to talk to each other on, it's going to go boom. It's all about organic reach. So LinkedIn has a very low organic reach. So if you've got 645,000 followers, maybe only 100,000 of those will get the blog.
Yeah.
And then as people start to engage with it, the reach goes up and up and up and up and up, and it just flies. That's how you have to do it. Yeah. That's a great idea, though. Get people with influence to talk to each other on.
Yeah, and so my goal is, this is an experiment. I'd like to do one blog that has 1 million views. Mm-hmm. Now, my biggest blog, just an individual blog, is 615,000 views. Okay. That's a lot for a blog.
Yeah.
But my theory is, that's just organic luck. My theory is, if I sat down with, let's say, Jim Citron, he has more things than me. Mm-hmm. We got 10 of us together who have a combined, I'd say, 4 or 5 million followers. Then although there's some overlap in the followers, still,
Yeah.
it's still 4 or 5 million.
Still.
Then, but also even if there's overlap, he gets the blog from Sun Yin. Then time passes, he gets the blog from Whitney. Then time passes, he gets the blog from Jim Citron. He's more likely he's going to see it anyway. Even it's not as sort of obvious as it sounds. So what I'm thinking is, if we did an experiment, what I want to do is one blog, one video. They go together, do an experiment, and get 10 people who have high followers, and then have the 10 respond to everything. So you constantly feed the wheel.
If they share it, you get the views still. If they share the post onto their timeline, then you still get the views. So if you just got all them to share the blog, then I guarantee it would be 1 million, 100%.
Yeah.
So if you ask them to share and comment, then
yeah, and 1 million is very unusual. So the number one guy in all of LinkedIn is Richard Branson.
Yeah.
He only has done one blog that had over 1 million.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So 1 million, and that was when he was much younger. The other thing is it's hard. Well, it's good and bad for me. Like Richard Branson is 10 million.
In followers.
10 million followers. He's the first in the world.
Yeah.
But it's very hard to get caught up. Because, see, the more you have, the more you get.
Yeah.
So to go from 0 followers to 1,000 is hard.
Yeah.
But I get 1,000 every day. To go from 645 to 646 is easy. You don't do anything. It just happens, right? After a while, it feeds itself.
How many do you have on YouTube?
Not that many. Oh, no, YouTube. I don't have a lot of subscribers, but have a lot of views.
Yeah.
So on YouTube, I have about 2 million total views. My channel on YouTube has over 1 million views.
Wow.
Yeah. So a lot of views, but not so many subscribers, but a lot of views.
It's a great channel. Huge.
YouTube, I could do better.
Probably grow that if you put it onto your LinkedIn where people would subscribe.
No, I do.
Yeah.